Yo, what's up? What's up with it, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Back to y'all. Man, I want to talk to y'all about some men NCAA men's basketball. I know it's been a while, man, but the SEC is just looking like they stacking up, man. We had some very tough games yesterday, some good rumbles, man, and women's basketball. The SEC is taking over basketball. They are really flexing their muscles when it comes to this transfer portal and this money that in the transfer portal. But these games yesterday was going down, and they were some good games up until some points. You know what I'm saying? Like we a good rumble. Florida State, they took a L to number 25 Louisville, 81-89 in that game. I think Louisville is a tough team. They're just not consistent enough, and that's why they're sitting at number 25. I think Wisconsin. They're a solid team, and to lose to unranked Oregon, that was an upset for real. But Oregon came to play, and Wisconsin did. And I think Wisconsin, they were looked at as being one of the favorites early on in the season in the men's division. They wound up choking and losing to Oregon 77-73. Tennessee yesterday took on Texas A&M. Number 6 Tennessee, they did beat Texas A&M. Number 7 70, they beat them 77-69. And to look, Tennessee, they seem to be catching and getting hot as the tournament goes on, as we get closer to March Madness in March. And that we're ending at getting towards the end of February right now. And next month will be March Madness. And their last couple of games, you're going to see these teams scrappy like this. And I think this is where some of their best basketball is going to start coming out, because look, they're trying to prepare for this tournament and seeing how it is. But there's a lot of ranked teams in the SEC. I must say the SEC, and correct me if I'm wrong out there, people. Yeah. I mean, I love taking constructive criticism. If you can't take constructive criticism, you cannot grow and you will never get better. But I like to also have conversations with y'all too in the comments. Correct me when I'm wrong, though. It's looking crazy. Like the SEC being this good in basketball, you would think the ACC and the Big 12, right? They normally run that, but I don't know. I'm saying some Big 10 teams come up in there, but a lot of SEC teams has taken over, right? Mississippi State, number 21, they lost to unranked Oklahoma. That was another upset that took place yesterday. They lost to them 87-93, as y'all can see here on the board. Just some key players in that game. Josh Hubbard, the guard for Mississippi State, had 19 points, 3 rebounds. He had 5 assists. Couldn't really get going. Michael Woku, Michael Woku had 6 points. He only played 12 minutes, unfortunately. But look, let's just call it what it is. Jeremiah Fairs went crazy. 27 points, had 10 assists, 5 rebounds, shared the basket like crazy. Sam Goodwin, one of the forwards over there, and for Oklahoma, 17 points, 10 rebounds, no assists, but definitely played the hell out of it. I played the 5 position like no other, if you ask me. Jalen Moore had 18.7 rebound, 2 assists. They getting hot. The guards really didn't. Kobe Alvis had 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, in 28 minutes on the floor. Duke Miles had 16 minutes on the floor. He had 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. The guard play is a little bit inconsistent, and that's where they got to get better at. You know what I mean? That's where they have to get better at, Oklahoma, right? When it comes to the basketball team. And I think some of y'all will probably agree with me out there in saying that, but Oklahoma is a team that could definitely steal some victories in this tournament. On the men's side, like the rankings, to me, on the men's side of it, the rankings really, they don't, they're gonna go out the window once we go into this tournament. Obviously, they're gonna reseed them, you know what I'm saying, or whatever when they go into the tournament. But right now, like some of these unranked teams that slip into the tournament, and them teams are going to shock some people. Like I don't really want to even know if we could call it Cinderella, seeing that the parity in college sports with this transfer portal, both with all sports and we're talking basketball and football right now, but basketball, the transfer portal and the parity in that in college basketball is phenomenal, and it's giving us a lot of good games right now, even leading up into that. But Man, I tell you what, that tournament rolling around, we gonna see some crazy things. Texas Tech is stepping up in a major way. They're number 9 right now in the Big 12. They whooped on West Virginia 73-51. That was the final score there. Number 8, Iowa State played number 5, Houston. Both Big 12 teams, Big 12 rivalry game. Good game. You would thought that Iowa State had that game. They let that slip away from them. Houston was down in that game, but then they came back and they did what they had to do, man. I thought that Iowa State was really look, Iowa State won the second half of that game. They won the second half of that ball game 37-34. The first half of that ball game, I, there was some points where you like, dang, they let them go on a run. But Iowa State ain't nothing to be played with. But neither is Houston. And Houston, the past couple of years, have been a very good team as far as guard play go. And they've always been getting some good guards. But where's the bigs? That's where they need to be consistent at. And that's what scares me kind of with Houston. With Houston's basketball team, men's basketball team, their bigs kind of scare me. Like they gotta be productive. You gotta get that rebounding down, Houston. The guard play at Houston is phenomenal. If they get the bigs, man, I'm telling you, if they bigs get the clicking in this tournament, man, watch out for Houston, man. Vanderbilt stole one from Ole Miss yesterday on the men's side, 77-72. That game right there, I told you about Vandy. Clemson was able to beat SMU by 10, 79-69. Clemson's all right in the ACC right now. Oklahoma State got mollywop straight up beat on by Kansas 23. Number 23, Kansas. Kansas is number 23. I remember a time where Kansas was number 1 and they was stuck up there like crazy. But that's what the parity in college basketball has done. Kansas has always had a A1 basketball program. Always for as long as I can remember, like with college basketball. But they put a straight up, oh my goodness, by 32. They beat Oklahoma State by 32. Let's just say with that 64-96. But I don't know what's going on with that. But I definitely want to talk to you about this Auburn team, number 1 in the country. They beat Georgia by 12. Georgia 16-11. Auburn Tigers now are 25-2. Auburn's team is good all across the board. Just how I got talking about their bigs. They're consistent, play tough defense. They kind of beat to their own drum. And right now on the men's side, they're looking really, really good. They are looking real good. There's some other teams out there too that I think that could compete with them. And it may shock y'all, right? It may shock y'all. But I'll get to talking about that here in a second, though. But Auburn, definitely shout out to Auburn and the SEC, able to pull that one off. Johnny Broom, 31 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, getting it in, going crazy. And that's what I like about Auburn. Auburn's balling. Number 2, Florida Gators are number 2 in the country. 24-3 is their record. They are going absolutely bonkers out there. They're a team I definitely think that could compete with Auburn. Obviously, LSU gave them a fight, though. They gave them a run for their money. LSU was not backing down in this game. They won the first half of that game, 31-37. They had their back against the wall, but then the Florida Gators just came out in the second half of that game, dropped 48 on them in a half, and held them to only 28 points. And that's just what Florida can do. But they got to, LSU, they showed some flashes this year, but I don't think they'll probably be invited to the tournament. Well, we'll see what happens with the NIT. Kentucky and Alabama. Kentucky, I thought was going to pull away with that win. Both halves of this game was really, really close. And Kentucky being at number 17, they're 18-9 right now. This game was a close game. At times, you seen them go on runs, but and ultimately, Alabama, they just was able to just do their thing, man. And they've been on one these past couple years, was getting these good guards down there, man. But not only that, but Clifford Omari, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, had, when you got 15, when he's getting 15 boards by himself, 11 points, a double, and then you got Mark Sears dropping 30, you're going to have a long day. you're gonna have a long day. And then with everybody else coming in and they were productive, even off the bench. Alabama is a very, very dangerous team moving up into these latter times into this tournament. I'm telling y'all they are. And watch out for Arkansas once they get rolling, because you know they will be rolling in some time. It's just going to take some time real quick, you know what I'm saying, for them to get established down there. But they're 16-11 right now. They upset the Missouri Tigers 92-85. Like I said, you don't want a team like Arkansas sliding up in them tournaments, man, because you're going to see some of that, them Cinderella stories. But we're going to have to see what happens with this, man, because I'm excited about it. But look, Arkansas, they pretty much they play as a team. That's a team game. They are a solid team over there. You know, just some of the stats, just so I could give y'all. Uh, DeJuan Wagler Jr., 17 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Joel Davis, the guard, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Adu Thero, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Uh, Varmir Vizic, yeah, you know what I mean? 20 points, 4 rebounds, no assists. Carter Knox, 14 points, 2 rebounds, no assists. And they play like that. They play as a team. And look, to be honest, I thought Arkansas was gonna have a way better year this year. I honestly did. I thought they were probably be a lot better, but the parity in college basketball is just it's like that, man. It's just like that. Cooper Flag is just a man amongst boys out here. Duke rolled Illinois 110-67. You just can't. I mean, Cooper Flag had 16, but they got when you got people on the bench, Caleb Foster coming in 7 minutes, dropping 12 points. Like there's nothing you could really do like that. But we're gonna have to see what's happening with Duke, right? Because they'll get on the tournament. Let's see what side they'll drop in, what side of the bracket they'll go into. We'll see what happens there. Arizona shocking me also. They let some games slip from them this year that I don't think that should. Just like this BYU game, another upset. They lost by 1.95-96, but and a big reason why was Richie Saunders, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He had help from his teammates and some off the bench too, with Caden Catchings dropping 14 points off the bench. Um, but you got it. You really Caleb Love, right? 27 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Been pretty consistent all year at the guard, but like I said, pretty consistent, right? And it's bigs. But Arizona, like, that's shocking that these teams are not just coming out and dominating. Toby Walker had 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. Like, he had a double double in that game, and yet and still, you know what I mean? They couldn't pull off the victory. Very close game with BYU. Shout out to BYU in that game, man. That was a tough one. But if I had to pick, right, UConn is unranked, y'all. UConn's men basketball is unranked 18-8. This game means a lot because the tournament is on the line for them. I believe they gotta try to get this win and get up in there. It will help them get in there for sure. But St. John's is a surprise team to me, and they will be taking on UConn later on today. Today is the 23rd. Okay, is when I'm making this video, just to let y'all know that. But they'll be playing them, and I think that's going to be a good game. I do got St. John's winning that one, but we'll see how much they win by. Florida Atlantic, the Owls, right? I like the Owls because of the coach that came from Erie, PA, and now is down there. I like him a lot. I really like FAU. He's not the head coach. That's my bad for telling y'all that. FAU is 15-11, taking on the Memphis Tigers 21-5. I would not put it past FAU to try to squeak out this victory versus the Memphis Tigers. But they're going to Memphis. It'll be a tough game, but I'm not counting the Owls out of that game at all. But Memphis is the favorites in that game. But I am biased. Like I said, I am very biased when it comes to that game with the Florida Atlantic Owls, because I personally know the coach. I've met one of their coaches. He coached up here in the PSAC last year, and great dude, cool dude. Got his haircut at the same barbershop as I did, same barbershop as I went to, and that's how I met him. and he coached up at Gannon University last year, and he's down there helping out with the FA, with the Owls. So now I like him. So that's just what that is right there with that relationship I built. Um, Indiana playing number 13, Purdue. Purdue, yeah, we know they weren't going to be the same this year without Zach Eden, right? We knew Zach Eden leaving them was probably going to leave a gap, but they're trying to keep it there and keep it balanced. But Indiana is Indiana. There's always going to be some hoopers at Indiana. They're 15-11 right now, but don't put it past them. A very tough Big Ten team. And we'll have to see what they're going to do with today and what they're going to put up. I think Purdue is the favorite in that game, and I think I would be rocking with them. Now, um, the 24th, there be some games. Michigan taking number 12, Michigan taking on Nebraska. I think Nebraska is a tough basketball team. You just don't know what's going to happen there. But then you got Houston and Texas Tech. That will be on the 20. That'll be on Monday, y'all. That's a Monday game. I got, man, look, Houston and Texas Tech is going down. That's going to be a good game. Good game. Home field advantage to Texas Tech in that game. I think they may squeak it out. I think Texas Tech may get that win. Colorado playing number 23 Kansas in Colorado on Monday. Man, don't know what's going to happen there, but Kansas better come to ball. But I think Kansas may be able to get that game in Colorado. But I think I had to roll with Texas Tech over Houston. I know this sounds crazy, but I do think that they'll probably be able to. Their bigs is where that game's going to be won at in the paint. I think, you know what I mean, and they could shoot too. Houston, but I think Texas Tech defense will probably bother Houston a little bit, and it's a Big 12 rivalry, so we'll have to see with that. There's going to be a lot of close games with that one, man. But that's what I got, and then the rankings, right? So I'll go through the rankings real quick for y'all because I think that's important too. So the rankings right now, Auburn's number 1. I think that's fair. Florida's number 2. That's fair. Duke at number 3. That's fair. Alabama's number 4. Houston 5. Tennessee 6. Texas A&M 7. Iowa State 8. Texas Tech at 9. St. John's at 10. I really like St. John's. I really like this St. John's team. I really do. Man, I can't wait till the tournament start because I'm really big on St. John's. I want to see what they do, man. Um, they got what it take to be a Sweet 16 team, man, for real. Wisconsin's at 11, Michigan's at number 12, Purdue's at 13, Michigan State's 14, Missouri is at 15, Marquette is at 16, Kentucky is number 17, Clemson at 18, Arizona 19, Maryland's at 20, Mississippi State is at 21, Memphis 22, Kansas 23, Ole Miss 24, and Louisville at 25. That's your rankings right there for the men's side of the basketball. And I just wanted to touch base with y'all up on that, keep y'all updated a little bit with the men's basketball and these games, man. That's it. That's all. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. I know how I give it up. Pray for me. I pray for y'all. Peace, y'all.